We are tonight's entertainment. I only have one question.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
It's Boyz to Nerdz, the nerdiest podcast that you are listening to right now.
I swear by my pretty floor bonnet, I will end you.
Featuring the producer, Steve.
Steve, do you have those ready to go?
Of course I do.
The unanimous human sacrifice for a cult ritual, Mark.
How scared are you right now? On a scale of 1 to scared.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to put you in the face. 10.
The godfather of pain, Gerald.
Hey, Gerald, pronounce the actor who played Killer Croc. Go.
Aquino Aniwi Agbaje.
The man to Kevin's left, Brian.
If anybody is listening, please save me from the show.
Oh, and your host, the master of hot takes, the flip-flapper, the cantankerous badger of the north, the old coconut donut himself, Kevin Lewis.
Welcome to Boyz to Nerdz. We are back, keeping season 2 going strong. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
You can talk now. It's fine.
Good. I am good.
We have Mark here.
I am good.
Gerald.
I'm here.
Steve.
I'm alive.
And Brian couldn't make it today. He had something to do today. Sorry. No Brian today. We finally got him out from being on the show. Funny thing about our intro, you won't believe how little people knew what the term cantankerous meant and how to pronounce it. That's how I know I'm an educated person.
Is that a cranky dinosaur?
I thought it was an animal for a while. You know, cantankerous.
Oh.
I don't know. Like a T-Rex. Funny thing about Jurassic Park, didn't actually happen in the Jurassic period. Dinosaurs, that is. How's everybody doing today? I know I asked you that.
That is a common misconception.
No, it's not.
All the dinosaurs that they have in that, they were spread out throughout other eras of time. So the Jurassic era, some of the dinosaurs were from that time period. Others were from the Triassic.
I don't believe that at all.
Would you rather it be called Cretaceous Park?
Or Mesozoic Park?
Listen, sexy isn't always best. Just keep that in mind. Well, last story about dinosaurs. I went to the Natural History Museum of Natural... What is it? History?
Museum of Natural History. Have you never seen We're Back?
I have seen We're Back. And I went to the museum, which, by the way, the whole time I was there, I was looking for the Ghostbusters building because I knew it was right across the street from... Yeah, right across the street from Central Park. But I'm starting to think that was not a real building.
The library.
It is.
But the library's there. But I went to there, and the cool feature they have is dinosaurs that were alive, and they had them like on the map, like where they were located in the world. And I never put like 2 and 2 together that dinosaurs actually existed in North America. For some reason, I always thought dinosaurs were always located in Africa. Don't know why.
Only Africa? That's it?
Africa and India for some reason. But it was pretty cool to check that out. But got a great show for you guys. They're definitely going to go over today's hot topics.
Hold on, I got to put one thing in here. If you never thought that they were in North America or had never really thought about it, why would we find fossils of dinosaurs in North America?
I knew we found fossils, but I had never done any research to like find where they found the fossils. I don't know.
The bird dinosaurs brought over the other dead dinosaurs, and they both died together.
I think Western culture is pretty new. So when I think of old things, anything old, I just think it happened in Europe.
George Washington famously rode a T-Rex when he fought the... Then you also got to throw in the Pangea theory and everything in there too. Is that from James Cameron's terrible movie Avatar?
Isn't Pangea a rock band from the 90s?
Yes. So is H-Era.
So anyway, we got a great show for you guys. We're going to talk about the Batman.
Wait, Brian, I thought you weren't here.
Yeah, when'd you get here, Brian?
There he is.
Oh, they've invented some nice holographic technology that I can be with here.
Brian got back, if you ever watched our Topical Thursdays, he got back from his taco run, which he now has to do for Mark every Wednesday before we start the show.
Yep.
So that's where he was. But we got a great show coming up. You know, we're going to talk about the Batman casting. A new villain was revealed. So we're going to talk about, who we'd cast in that movie. So that's going to be super exciting. We got a new segment from Brian, not nude. Is that what I said? Nude? News segment from Brian. I'm sorry. And then Mark's going to give us his thoughts on what we should be watching. So with that being said, has anybody got any news about some PlayStations up in this shiz?
Yep.
Are we... All right, Fred Flintstone.
Do you have it or not?
I knew once we turned it over to Mark, we just immediately flounder.
Yeah, Mark, why don't you handle the PlayStation event?
All right, so at the PlayStation Theater earlier today in NYC, Sony officially announced the PS4 Neo, as it was codenamed. It's official. It's called the PS4 Pro.
Question. Does the PS4 Neo come with the movie Matrix downloaded onto it already?
All three. It is true. It's going to be a 4K gaming console, and it's coming out this year. It's going to be marked at $399, and the PS4 Slim, which is the PS4, that's coming out next week or so, and it's going to be marked at $299.
I like how they say it's the 4K unit, but I think a really cool 4K unit would be made out of solid gold, so that way, like, the rappers have like a unit that they can play.
And it's pretty much the size of it's pretty much the size of the PS4 as is now.
Yep.
And
it's very useless. It's the other thing that they forgot to mention in.
I don't think that would be a good selling point.
Completely irrelevant upgrade.
They spent 45 minutes telling you that the games look good.
I've never been a fan of upgrading just for graphics.
And that is literally what this is. If you don't have a 4K TV, this will upscale them. But essentially, unless you want that graphical fidelity of your games, like, wow, I really want to play Uncharted 4 again, this time with really dark blacks and really white whites, there's no reason for you to have this.
Another cool feature that came out today was if you have an HDR television right now, which most televisions have HDR capabilities.
Right.
There will be a firmware update next week, so all current PS4 models will have HDR capabilities.
What's HDR?
High dynamic range. So
nope. Try again.
So brightness, contrast, more wide spectrum of colors, and all that. So you don't necessarily have to get a 4K television to reap the benefits of the PS4 Pro. However, you probably need a 4K television to get 100%,
right?
Of that whole kit and caboodle, that whole thing.
Do you think they'll re-release movies in 4K? I know they're already doing it, but does it make... That was a poorly phrased question. I know they're already doing, but like, have you seen one? Like, does it make that much of a difference?
I actually bought Spider-Man, the first one, on 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I put it in, and I just have a regular Blu-ray player and a regular HD TV, and it actually looked strange. Like, I think the frame rate was off because it's such high quality, so I more rather put in the regular Blu-ray until I get the full setup, which is like thousands of dollars right now. We got to wait for a price.
Because there's definitely a big difference between DVD to Blu-ray. Some people don't see it, but those people are stupid. Right. But there's definitely a big jump. So I'm super excited about what the future brings because like I know they keep saying that virtual reality, like that's where we're kind of going to where things are going to look so good, so realistic that we're like, my God, it looks like I'm just watching real life. And I don't think we're quite there yet, especially with the gaming.
Yeah.
Getting close.
Yeah, but we did have another big event. Mark and I were watching that pretty closely. It was the Apple event. This happens every year. What they announced today is the iPhone 7. The biggest feature is it's going to have 2 cameras. There is no headphone jack, and it's waterproof.
Why does it need 2 cameras?
It's like it's the optical zoom.
That's on the iPhone 7 Plus. That's going to have 2 cameras.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just shut up then.
Now, this is going to have 4K in it as well, correct?
Yeah. Like the iPhone 6s.
High-definition porn.
It'll have 4K capabilities as well, I believe.
Also, Shigeru Miyamoto was there from Nintendo, and the first ever Nintendo game on a mobile device, specifically for the App Store, that's going to feature one of their characters is Super Mario Run, and it's going to come out in December.
Of course, if it's Nintendo, if it's not Mario, it's just...
Right. If it's not Mario or Zelda, it really doesn't matter.
That thing, I just consider Nintendo being like an old man that like has like no legs, and like the only crutch is the only thing keeping him up, but that is a sturdy ass crutch. Like
it seriously is though. That's exactly what it is, and they're trying to bank on nostalgia with that NES Mini, so I think they'll do more of that. But that was pretty cool. The last thing from the event I noticed was we were talking about earlier the Apple AirPods, which Mark, you said will run how much?
$159.
And how long will you have for a charge on those?
5 hours.
5 solid hours.
That is some money well spent, if you ask me.
Can't even get a good night's sleep in that amount of time.
Well, here's the thing. You have a docking station that you put the pods in that will last 24 hours. So you can charge those and those, but then you have to charge the charging station. It's an endless loop.
Lots and lots and lots of charging. I think losing the iPhone jack's stupid. I know they're really trying to they're really trying to be like, we're innovative, we're different, we're taking us to the next level.
You can always count on Apple to not be innovative.
But
Yeah, and then the last thing for the news, because I am here and I am wearing a
we
blue
didn't do
hat.
our introduction.
Thanks for my intro.
We
I was
didn't
waiting.
do our introduction, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. It's time for Brian in his tie, his blue hat, his aqua greenish shirt, vest, watch, red band thing. You're wearing pants,
you.
I
For the
assume,
last
right?
for the last item of the news, let's turn it over to Brian.
The last item of the news, and perhaps most importantly, Stranger Things is dope.
I still have to see
That's
it.
it. And that's it.
People have been telling me.
Watch it.
That's
Everyone,
the best news item.
watch it now.
People have been telling me to watch it.
Stop listening to our podcast. This show is terrible anyways. And go watch Stranger Things.
I feel like every time you say something's good when you've only seen a few episodes, you watch 2 more and then you're like, "Yep, just kidding. It's not good."
By the next episode, I'll have a full, all 8 episodes.
What was the show you told me about that has all the weird DC people that's getting together and you're like,
Hey, Legends of Tomorrow did start off strong.
and you're like, this show's dope. You should watch it. And by the 3rd episode, you're like, yeah, this show freaking
No, but
sucks.
my Stranger Things seriously is a great show. If you like 80s nostalgia, Goonies type Stephen King setting, mystery, it's a Netflix original. It is shot tremendously well, edited. The music is phenomenal. The acting is utterly unbelievable. It is amazing. You
Is
should
it
all watch it.
actually a Netflix original? Because
It is a
Netflix
Netflix
originals
original.
can be a little questionable.
It's not like Arrested Development
'Cause-
where it existed previously. They developed this.
Guess I don't need to talk anymore since
you
Brian
don't.
just took exactly
And
what I
now
was gonna
they've
say.
announced that they're
I'm the
going to
captain
do
now.
a season 2.
Of course they are. People want this is the
With Vince Vaughn
Ugh.
and
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. I'm not even joking.
That's
I'm
dope.
not even joking.
Is that serious?
Colin
That
Farrell,
is 100% serious.
Colin,
wanna see that
Colin
now.
Farrell.
Straight from Netflix themselves.
Colin
Yeah.
Farrell is one of my favorite actors that everybody hates.
So it's going to be.
Maybe
Colin
this
Farrell
way
is universally
having to watch it.
the favorite actor that people
I love
think is
Colin
terrible.
Farrell.
Wait,
I
so
love him.
is it going to go the True Detective route and have a terrible season 2?
To the point where they don't make a season 3.
Right, but they are doing it in a similar fashion where it's going to be a new city, a new story, new character, so it probably will be awful.
That season 2 had a kick-ass theme song, Gerald.
It did. I like season 2.
Oh, you're the only one.
You are the only one.
I know we weren't really planning on talking about this, but one other TV show that I have to bring up that I feel would fit in this realm. Do any of you guys watch Mr. Robot?
Yes, I
Yes.
do see it every day.
I gotta see it still.
Mr. Robot is awesome.
Yes. That is another show that we definitely have to recommend that you watch.
What channel is that on? USA?
It's on USA Network.
They're finishing up season 2 now.
Is it on? Is it on before or after Monday Night Raw?
10 o'clock
Just
Wednesdays.
kidding. Just kidding.
I believe it follows Suits.
Yes.
Yeah.
That show's still on, huh? Is Blue Collar still on?
White Collar.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Mark, why don't you tell us about some movies we might have missed and or a movie?
It better be Stranger Things, Mark.
I will say that Bloodline is my favorite show right now on Netflix.
I'm watching...
Isn't that Friday Night Lights, but in Miami?
Yeah.
I'm watching one more thing. I know it's random and it's super old, but I'm watching the HBO miniseries The Pacific.
Ooh.
And I gotta say, I'm actually enjoying it a lot more than I enjoyed Band of Brothers.
Isn't that just Friday Night Lights in Hawaii?
Shut up, Brian.
So, do we have any Joseph Gordon-Levitt fans here?
No.
Right here.
He's never been.
Levitt's actually my cousin.
He's actually he's actually not been in anything that I liked, including Inception.
All right.
Yeah, I hate him, but
Well, you might like this one. This is a little movie that came out in 2010.
Joseph Gordon got $20 in his birthday cards, and I only got 5. Grandma, that bitch.
This is a movie called Hesher. It came out in 2010. It's basically Cat in the Hat meets Metallica.
I think you pronounced Hatcher wrong. I think it's pronounced Looper.
No. This is a story about a kid. His mom dies, and then his dad, played by Rainn Wilson, they're sort of sad. And then this drifter comes into town, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He sort of makes her life a living hell in the beginning, but it's sort of like Cat in the Hat, where they sort of make their lives better. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of cool. this is one of the best performances Rainn Wilson has given. Natalie Portman's in it. She's kind of in a weird role. She produces it, but she's it's weird. She's in this role where she doesn't have to be there, but it's nice that she's
Can
there.
I just stop you and say this is the best performance Rainn Wilson has had when he's been in movies like The Rocker?
Yeah, I love The Rocker.
I mean,
well, you have to see it.
Super.
Like he's crying. He's going on full.
Let's not forget that one movie with Matthew McConaughey where they're trying to find that ship.
Sahara.
See,
Yes.
I did it again. Nobody thinks I can describe things well, but everybody gets it every goddamn time. Every time. I'm sorry, Mark.
This is one of my favorite Rainn Wilson performances, and he should do more stuff like this. But I don't know why Hollywood doesn't cast people that they should. And I like this Joseph Gordon-Levitt performance. He knocks it out of the park, and it really is Cat in the Hat meets Metallica. They did the soundtrack too. And
The Cat in the Hat?
How does a children's book meet a metal band?
You have to see it. Like, even if you look at the logo, like, it's clearly they had to get permission from Metallica to...
Which is hard to do. Just look at the Napster case. No, everyone's too old for that? Okay.
I mean, look at it right now. That's the Metallica logo, pretty much.
I don't know anything about Metallica other than that
is.
they sold out and cut their hair and became giant wussies.
Wow.
It's a very unique movie. I really do like it. To cap it all off, it's a movie that not many people have seen. It didn't get... It wasn't in many theaters when it came out, but it is a great movie. I think you'll like it.
Definitely check that out. It sounds really good.
That's all I say every week.
Yeah.
Sounds
really
like
it.
Sounds
You
like
do have good recommendations.
sounds like the Gerard Butler film Rock and Rolla.
I do like that movie.
That's a good movie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What is wrong with this group of people? It is not a good movie.
Maybe it's not us that's wrong, Kevin.
But I highly recommend Hesher. Go out and see it, rent it, whatever you have to do.
Also, Bruce Willis is in it as an older version of Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's Looper.
I have seen Hesher. I think it's a good movie too. I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's if
There
you
we
like
go.
him,
We got
then you
one.
like this movie.
Great.
I just can't get him over being able to see angels in the outfield. I'm sorry. Every time he's in
Third Rock from the Sun.
Every time he's in Batman, he's like, "You think he's gonna come back?" And he's drawing the little bat signal. I'm like, "Just do the little flappy things. He'll show up. Batman's in the outfield."
Off topic, he nails down the Edward Snowden in the upcoming Snowden, and I really want to see that.
Yeah, it does look good. Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
Steve, you're being awfully quiet. I think we should get you involved in the show more. Does anybody else think we should get Steve involved?
I'm sure.
I mean, he's our he's our button pusher, but I mean, he can talk.
He pushes all of our buttons.
Well, as you guys know,
That's kind of weird.
As you guys know, we have been trying to get you guys to know us a little bit better. So we thought, hey, let's just spend a couple weeks and just come up with some questions so we can learn each other better. So, Steve, unfortunately, you drew the short end of the donkey stick tail. I don't know. But
That's a terrible reference.
and you are being interviewed by Mr. Brian today, who did a much better job than I did with Mark.
All right, Steve. So the first question is, you are, in fact, our producer, as the intro suggests, and Kevin so nicely, again, introduced himself.
I said he was a button pusher.
Yeah, well, I'm saying he's a producer. What got you into audio recording and, and producing and all that stuff?
Well, when I was at college, one of the first organizations that I got involved in, I studied communication, and one of the first groups that I got involved in was the radio station. I fell in love with the radio, and shortly after, it was my second year of college, I applied as in a position for the executive staff on the college station. The position that they gave me was the production manager. So basically, I got involved that way. I started producing not necessarily commercials, but PSAs, liners, jingles, rejoins, that sort of a thing. And that's really where I started to, learn the board, learn audio, and so on.
And then he got a job at a professional radio station and met me.
Unfortunately.
And during the day, you're also a video producer. So, I mean, which one do you... I'm not saying which one do you like doing more, but where do you find your strength lies? Is there one that you would prefer doing all the time? Is there something that you want to do, transition into and grow more in?
It's really hard to say. As a video producer, video wasn't something that I necessarily wanted to do coming out of college. It's definitely something that I did study a little bit and learned. But a majority of what I wanted to do did have to do with radio, and more particularly had to do with sports broadcasting. So I ended up at CGI, and then I started doing video, and I did fall in love with video as well. Just a little bit different. And when it comes to the more professional realm, when you start talking about film and you start talking about, producer for TV shows and that end of things, my role as a producer is very different than the way that it looks in the professional industry in that sense. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to tell from that point of view. I think directing would be really fun, though I'm not sure if I have the know-how to do it all on that level. But I definitely think that would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, your knowledge of video producing, even in the way in our fashion that it is now, I think you could definitely make the jump to directing because, you just get a good team around you. I mean, I'm sure some of us could help you. Kevin would be great to do something.
If you're my director and I'm your actor, I do not show up unless there are green M&Ms. Better get used to it, buddy. Better get used to it.
And Steve, you're also a musician, right?
Yes.
So are you in a band? Are you a solo act?
That's not how he phrased it earlier, by the way. He said, Steve does music, right?
that was a question to you.
Do you do the music?
Do you do the music?
I was like, how does one do music?
Yeah, I'm not currently active in a band, but I've played in a few different bands since I did graduate college. I was in a band in high school as well, but typically play bass. I was the old chorus kid in high school as well, so I'd like to think I can sing, though some people may not agree.
Weren't you in the
I enjoy singing.
Weren't you in the band Hoobastank for a while?
I think I was.
So obviously video producing, radio producing, you're a musician. Where did the creativity start for you? Is it when you were a kid? Is that something that you found early on, or is it something that developed later in school?
I don't know. I mean, I think that a lot of it had to do with, I think, my brother in an aspect. I have a younger brother who's 1 year younger than I am, and he's creative and artistic in the different sense in regards to when it comes to physical art. Drawing, painting, sculpting, that sort of a thing. So that was really his avenue, and I think that I just kind of picked up the other end of the creative when it comes to more abstract thinking. I loved critical thinking, and I took a few courses of that in college, critical and creative thinking. So I think that helped. It's just always interested me, trying to think of ideas and things that have never been done before.
Which is hard these days.
Whether it comes to music or it comes to videos and so on. But I've always been a lover of music. I've always been a lover of video production. And as a kid, when you think that you're going to be the movie star, you think you're going to be the this, that, or everything else. Once you come to reality, you start to think of what can I really do in those fields, and that's when I think the creative aspect started coming into play and thinking how else I can get involved.
Yeah, I think a lot of us probably can speak to that as well. But you did mention your brother had like the physical art type deal, and rumor has it that you have a Batman tattoo.
Yes, I have several tattoos, of which one is Batman. That was actually my brother, who is an artist. He's more or less, as a career now, he's a tattoo artist.
Nice.
He does all my work, and the first full piece that he did as a tattooist when he was apprenticing, I allowed him to do that on me, which is the Batman piece. So
now I asked this question to Kevin, and he could not confirm nor deny. What Batman style is it? Is it a certain, like, I'm nerdy question. I'm asking, like, what suit is it? Like, is it from a comic book, a graphic novel, or is it just did you just let him do it?
The suit itself is based a lot off of Batman Arkham Asylum.
Awesome.
That was when that game came out. I fell in love with the game, and that's about the time frame that I decided to get the tattoo. So I based it a lot on that. But we took a few different pieces and put them together, and he kind of drew up his own piece based on a few different elements.
Yeah, that's awesome. And one last question.
You haven't asked any of the questions I wrote for him.
Yeah, because your questions were terrible. Actually, this might be your question. What is your favorite TV, or what is your least favorite TV show, that people are generally big fans of?
Least favorite TV show that people are big fans of.
Yeah,
that wasn't the question at all.
I don't know. I mean, I personally don't like a lot of MTV shows, especially when it comes to the quote-unquote reality shows that's just a bunch of drama. So I know that some people, they love shows like like 16 and pregnant and
Jersey
like those sort
Shore.
of Jersey
Catfish.
Shore. Yeah, those sort of
Catfish,
things.
I think, is pretty good.
I think that those
Yeah,
types
good.
of shows are so dumb, and I hate them. I don't understand why people like them.
We have one more question for you, and we kind of took a bet on this. Most of your background research history for your questions came from my knowledge. So, so if you could meet one celebrity, who would it be and why?
Oh man,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Living or dead?
Mostly dead.
one celebrity.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just for the sake of time, I'll just say Derek Jeter.
Gosh damn.
Just because he was a big role model and
I
a
said
legend for me
A-Rod.
growing up.
All right. Thank you for your interview, Steve. Brian,
Thanks, Steve.
as always, marvelous job of getting to know the insides of Steve mentally. So thank you for doing that. Speaking of Batman, because we know you're a huge Batman fan, I had one more quick question. Don't just yes or no. Would you ever get any more DC characters on you?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. Well, speaking of Batman, we saw huge news that Deathstroke has officially been revealed. It's hinted at, but it's officially been revealed that he will be the main villain in the next solo Batman Batfleck movie. How's everybody feeling about that? What's everyone's first initial reaction?
I'm excited for it.
Interesting that they haven't done him before. Thank God.
Yeah, I think that is the best part about all this is it's not the Joker. Like we saw, obviously, some villains that we haven't seen before on film in Suicide Squad. Deadshot, I think, was the most promising, but the fact that it's Deathstroke, it gives definitely a fresh feel to the Batman movie.
I thought they were going to do Joker. Really did. If they did Joker, I was going to throw it out of the window. I don't know what it is, but
He
it
could
was going
still
out.
be in it. You never
It
know.
would still be in it.
According to him, he doesn't want to do any more. So I don't know if he's officially said that.
Great, they can recast him and someone can do it right.
But we thought it would be fun. We thought it would be a fun topic if we went around and we took some key Batman characters that we really think are going to be in the movie, and then we're going to take some creative liberty and add some additional characters in that just for fun that we think would be a good fit. And what better way to do that than to let you know famous actors who we think would play them well? So we're playing casting director today.
Yeah.
So
We are
why
going to
don't-
cast and then send this to Warner Brothers. But no, we're going to cast the solo Batman film, tentatively titled The Batman. So I think...
Real creative.
So we're going to...
Wonder what it's about.
We're going to cast Lucius Fox, Vicky Vale, Barbara Gordon, Deathstroke, and then we all picked another villain to complement Deathstroke or just be in the film maybe as a cameo. So let's start it off with...
Let's go
for it.
around and let's all do Lucius first.
Yeah.
So, and then at the end of it, we're going to kind of vote. And at the end of the game / thing, we want a definitive cast.
Yes.
So why don't we start with Mark and we'll go around and end with Steve.
Yep.
All right. Well, I sort of cheated because I didn't really know.
If it's
who
Morgan
to-
Freeman, get out.
No, I had three choices, and the last one might be the more obvious one. I tried to go with age and all that, but I'll just name them: John Boyega.
Wow.
I went with John Cho as well, and
Got to help us out and I don't really recognize just the name, so it's not like a Mel Gibson or somebody. So what are they known from?
Harold and Kumar. He's Harold, right? John Cho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Sulu on Star Trek.
yep, and then Idris Elba because he's at that
I
age as
guarantee
well.
you Idris Elba's on everybody's
Idris Elba
goddamn
will come up
list.
for every character,
Yeah.
including Barbara Gordon.
So those are my three for Lucius. I would probably pick Idris Elba.
All right. Mark is going Idris Elba for Lucius.
So Gerald, who did you have for
All
Lucius?
right, ready? I got the casting.
Okay.
I was thinking of actors, and this guy popped in my head. I'm like,
You sound like a casting director.
this guy's perfect. Jeffrey Wright.
No, that's great. I love that.
That
He's from
steals it.
Yeah.
Boardwalk Empire, Hunger Games. He was Felix in the new Bond movies. He's a great actor.
Let's call it right now.
He is great at playing a smart character, and he's just all around just a fantastic actor. I really like him.
Yep.
So.
I'm down with that.
All right, Steve, what's up?
I thought we were going in
Just
order.
go. Just go.
This is not the
Does this look like a democracy here? This is Trumpville.
Brian's so sad right now.
I don't know. I haven't really given it too much thought.
Glad you came prepared, Steve. All right, I'll do.
I was busy today.
I'll do mine, and I'll give you two options. And I was thinking outside the box. I know Lucius Fox is stereotypically a black male, but why do we have to limit them to necessary just black male actors? So somebody who I thought who always played like a wiser, older mentor type person that could be hip with technology is Jeff Bridges. Also one of my favorite actors. Maybe not your prototypical or stereotypical Lucius Fox choice, but you kind of saw him in Iron Man when he was, Tony Stark's mentor, and I thought that kind of rubbed off well. Second option, Giancarlo Espinosa. Anybody know who that is?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah.
From Breaking Bad?
Yeah, he plays
him.
Gus Fring in Breaking Bad.
Oh, he'd be good.
I think if you age him just a little bit, give him a little bit of facial hair, I think he's a great actor. We saw him with the Gus Fring.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two options.
I have mine now.
Great.
Terrence Howard.
Okay.
Easily one of my least favorite actors of all time.
I think he would fit the role well. Professional, dresses nice.
You got to
He's
remember,
got that.
he runs pretty much Wayne Industries without Bruce Wayne. So that's something to keep in mind.
But they might recast him in the second one, like with Don Cheadle.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm going with Lenny James. For those that don't know, he plays Morgan in The Walking Dead. I think he just has the gravitas.
Do you want him with his English
interesting.
accent or his American accent? Because he's naturally
I actually
English.
I actually like him with his English accent.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
I think that would be my pick.
Okay, so why don't we run down the list and we'll just vote on Lucius real quick.
All right, we got Idris Elba, Jeffrey Wright, Terrence Howard, Lenny James, and Giancarlo Esposito. My vote is Jeffrey Wright all day. That is a fantastic pick.
I also have to go with Jeffrey Wright.
I don't know. I liked I liked Lenny James.
I'm going Jeffrey Wright.
All right, Jeffrey Wright takes it. Jeffrey Wright is Lucius Fox.
The three people who actually knew who he was voted for him. I knew him when you said Felix from Casino Royale, but the guy had like 3 lines.
All right, we are on to Vicky Vale.
I'll go first. I picked a younger blonde actress, which you may not recognize by her name, but her name is Maggie Grace.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
She is probably most known as her role as Shannon from Lost, who is... Her brother was Boone, and she was the love interest to Saeed.
And in Taken.
I just think, and she played the daughter in Taken. So I think Maggie Grace would be great. She has that young, up-and-coming look, and I think she would just fit the role perfectly.
Now, I'm trying not to go the whole Ben Affleck 40-year-old guy falls in love with the 20-year-old guy, girl, what have you. So I went with Kerry Russell, Beth Burrs from Two Broke Girls, or Isla Fisher. I'm probably going to go with Kerry Russell, make her blonde.
Russell.
She's at that age. She's talented on The Americans. I could see it.
Let's see. Erin Richards, I would say. I know she's in Gotham, but I think that she would make a great Vicky Vale.
Gerald?
I went for an older actress around Ben Affleck's age, Gretchen Mol, also from Boardwalk Empire. I think she's a underrated actress. She's probably best known for Boardwalk Empire. She hasn't done a lot of big things.
No.
But I think she'd be good.
Yeah, and then I went for Jessica Chastain. She's in a lot of things, but I really like her.
You bastard.
I think
She's on my list.
I think she'd be great for this role.
So I'm pretty confident with my choice. So I know we're probably not supposed to vote for ourselves, but I like my Maggie Grace.
We got Kerry Russell, Gretchen Mol, Erin Richards, Jessica Chastain, and Maggie Grace. Kevin is going with his choice, which is Maggie Grace.
Maggie has the look.
I'm going to go with, Jessica Chastain threw a curveball at me, but I'm going to go with Gretchen Mol. Why not?
All right.
Nice.
Gerald?
What were the choices again?
Kerry Russell, Gretchen Mol, Erin Richards, Jessica Chastain, and Maggie Grace.
I'm going to go with Kerry Russell. She's actually a really good actress.
All right. I get one.
I'm going to have to go with Jessica Chastain.
God damn it.
And I am going to stick with Jessica Chastain. So
You guys are dead wrong, and here's why. The next casting is Barbara freaking Gordon, and my number one pick was Jessica Chastain.
She's too old to play Barbara Gordon.
Agreed.
She's too old.
No, she's not, because I'm casting a 45 to 50-year-old Batman. He's not going to have a 17-year-old Barbara Gordon. It's going to be either an Oracle or somebody, so mid-20s, late 30s, and Jessica Chastain is perfect for the role. We're also at this point, Jason Todd is dead, so therefore we've confirmed that Nightwing is established. So we're looking for an older actress. Not like too old, but...
All right, I'm going to go with... God, who are we casting now? I'm going to go with Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones.
She's too young.
To me, it's much easier for a younger person to play older than an older person to play a younger person. And she's proven herself in Game of Thrones. I really think she could play
She's
Barbara
one of the worst
Gordon.
actresses in Game of Thrones.
That's my choice, Sophie Turner.
I actually went young, too, as well. I went with Millie Bobby Brown, who is in Stranger Things. She plays 11.
Oh, wow.
I know no one else has seen it, but she is quite young. But I think that you could do an interesting take with Barbara Gordon. It doesn't have to be Oracle. She doesn't have to be Batgirl, but maybe she could be one day. We're obviously looking to expand the DCU.
But J.K. Simmons is so old, he's not going to have a 15-year-old daughter.
Wait, we're forgetting the thing that Jenna Malone is already established as Barbara Gordon.
No, she's not.
She's in the extended cut.
She's in it, but they never once referred to her as Barbara Gordon.
She's just a scientist, random scientist.
Okay.
In it.
So I wasn't sure if we were thinking of that.
Mark, you're probably right, but for the sake of the game,
Mark, piss off.
Okay.
All right, we got two more. Did you give us your choice?
Not yet. I would say Karen Gillan. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, Oculus.
That's
a good one.
She's also from Doctor Who, and she was in Guardians. That's a great choice.
That's the only problem is that she's still in the Marvel Universe. She's Nebula.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you can double dip.
You guys are dead wrong. Jessica Chastain is the perfect, especially if you get like a mid-20s like Nightwing. Love it. Okay, you guys are dead wrong.
My choice was Jane Levy, or Levy. I don't know how you say her last name, but she's from the Evil Dead remake, and she was just in that new horror movie Don't Breathe.
Oh, yeah.
She was also on a sitcom called Suburgatory. She's good. She's a good actress.
Mm-hmm. She's smoking hot.
She pulls off the red hair. She's 26 years old. She could still be J.K. Simmons' daughter. So
okay, yeah. So my final vote. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to just vote for myself, but I gotta go Jess Chastain.
Well, we've already cast her, so you can't do that.
I'm going with his then, Gerald's.
Right.
I'm going to go with Sophie Turner.
I'm going to go with Karen Gillan, actually. So, Steve, you can tie it up.
Oh, man. Do I want to go with myself? Or I don't know. I mean, I would say Karen Gillan.
Too young.
Too young?
Too young.
All right.
She's not too young.
I just Googled her. She looks like she just was born yesterday.
All right, now for Deathstroke.
She's born in 87.
For Deathstroke, I have the pick. He has been mentioned, and we said he was going to be mentioned.
It's not right.
The pick
it's not right.
is Idris Elba
Nope.
is Deathstroke.
Nope.
And you're all wrong.
Nope.
That'd be cool.
Just for the sake of time, it's a solid choice. I mean, Idris Elba is great, but I went with a little bit different take. Deathstroke, I cast Russell Crowe because he's a leading Hollywood name. We know he can carry a movie. I think everyone likes Gladiator.
You know what, Kevin? That's actually a good choice, and I appreciate it.
Well, to me, Deathstroke is in the suit the whole time. You're only going to see the one eye.
I feel like he can take his
mask
helmet
off,
off.
yeah.
And you need a male actor that can carry a movie.
Well, I think Matt Bomer could play
I love how I told
Deathstroke.
everybody to cast these people would know, and everyone's like, no problem, Kevin. And
I
I've
know
literally
who
never heard
Matt
of
Bomer
any of these people before.
All right, well, Matt Bomer, he was on that one USA show.
He was on White Collar.
Yeah, he was on White Collar.
Second White Collar reference.
And then
You mean Blue Collar?
And then he's in the Magic Mike movies. I think he has a voice, the persona, and I think he could pull it off. But I went with the wild card. James Spader voices Deathstroke.
Wow, double dipping,
I know.
Ultron and Deathstroke.
Why not? But I'm going to go Matt Bomer.
All right, Gerald.
I tried to think of somebody who wasn't on. I'd been reading that people had already cast it, so I went with Timothy Oliphant from Justified.
He's great.
Yeah, he's a really
That's
good
a great
actor.
pick, too.
He would have to put on some muscle because he's kind of thin,
Yep.
but he's pretty tall and he's around the same age as Ben Affleck. Not that matters, but
Deathstroke, I think, is an older character.
Yeah.
yeah, but he could portray that. As
Justin
being
Bieber.
older.
All right, Steve.
You
wrap
can
it up.
live.
Everyone's going to hate me for this, but I
Probably.
don't care anyways. We're going to pull a character that's already been in a Batman film. Tom Hardy plays.
That was my guess for celebrity that
Wilson.
you'd want to meet, by the way. Tom Hardy, no.
He would probably be too much of an asshole.
All right, Kevin, who is your choice?
I really had a hard time here. I chose between, because think about it.
You already said your choice. I'm asking which one out of ours that you want to pick.
Russell Crowe, because he's the perfect fit.
All right, Mark.
I'm going to go Timothy Oliphant.
That's the awful pick.
Gerald.
I'm going to go with Russell Crowe, actually.
Let us know at home, by the way,
Damn it.
who's right and who's wrong here.
Steve.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Russell Crowe because that is the perfect choice.
Yes! I knew it.
He would have to lose weight. He doesn't have the physicality. I don't know.
Yeah, but like you said, he's just in the suit the whole time.
All right.
Are you going to tell me?
have
Are
you
you going to
seen
tell me that
Gladiator?
that the kid who played Frodo had too much height to play him? It's movies, Mark. It's movies. Last one. We're just going around and adding a second villain because we don't think Deathstroke can carry a movie. So think about the character of Deathstroke.
Yep.
He's a mercenary. He doesn't do things just to do things. Now, if you piss him off, I'm sure he will kill you out of spite. but he works for money. So we really need somebody to pull the strings. So I really had a hard time here between choosing who I wanted. I'll tell you who I wanted, but I didn't choose. It was Doctor Strange, because his whole thing is, finding out who the Batman is, and he feels like a guy that could pull strings. But
Dr. Hugo Strange.
Dr. Hugo Strange, I'm sorry. I forgot that we have to make that difference. But the one who I chose with is Roman Sionis, the Black Mask, because we've never seen him before. I just love his look. I like his character. I like how he's the kind of guy who thinks he's in charge, but may not necessarily be in charge as much as he wants. But in this movie, I'm going to make him a kick-ass character, and I couldn't decide because both of these guys could play this character so well as a mob boss who does not take any shit. Denzel Washington was my first choice.
And Idris Elba.
And my second choice, because I know he's amazing at everything he's in, is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Wow. And that'd be fantastic. You're never going to get him, though. All right, Mark.
All right, well, you're probably all going to hate me. I'm going to go with Penguin, but played by Brendan Gleeson, because that would be a badass
That's actually
Penguin.
good. That's
that
a
would be
good
a badass
casting
Penguin.
choice.
I like that.
That's not bad.
I hate penguins so much.
Yeah, but that would be a badass penguin, though. You can't.
Yeah, bad is in the definition of bad, not like
Yeah.
bad in the definition of good.
So Penguin.
All right, I also went with Black Mask because I think you
Yes!
have to have somebody
Yes!
pulling the strings for Deathstroke.
Gerald, smartest thing you've said all day.
And the guy I cast for it, I think he has a good shot because he's been in every Ben Affleck movie. His name is Titus Welliver. He's a character actor. He's been on a ton of TV shows.
I know that dude.
Prison Break, Sons of Anarchy, Lost. He was the Man in Black, the Smoke Monster.
Yes. Yep.
He's a really good actor, another underrated one, and he's great at playing a villain. So.
Yes, he is very good. And he was apparently in Age of Extinction, Transformers.
All right, now I'm going to tell you the villain that it should be. I'm going to paint you a picture of why.
They probably will, be honest.
As a young boy in Boston, Ben Affleck had a friend.
Mark
And
Wahlberg.
through that friend, they grew up together, and they went on their separate paths, but they always maintained that they were friends. Now, Bruce Wayne has a friend just like that, and his name is Tommy Elliott. And Tommy Elliott is also known as Hush. And who was the person to play Hush? Ben Affleck's best friend, Matthew effing Damon.
Is that his middle name?
Yes, it is.
Excuse me, sir. How do you spell effing?
Matt Damon versus Ben Affleck versus Idris Elba on a rooftop in Gotham. There is nothing I want to see more than Ben Affleck and Matthew Damon.
Is there rumors that
punching
he's
each other.
actually going to be in it?
There are rumors that Matt Damon might make an appearance, but that could be anything. He could be literally anyone. I want him as Tommy Elliott.
Why I don't want that, though, is because we know they're real friends in real life, and it's going to make it a little not believable.
Yeah, but they did that with Great Gatsby with Leo and Tobey Maguire, and that was fine.
That movie sucked. What are you talking about?
All right, Steve, who's your villain choice?
My villain choice is...
If you say Joker, I swear to God.
My villain choice is Lincoln March.
Never heard of him.
He is...
Is he the Talon?
Yes.
Oh.
He's the Talon from the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that storyline would be great. I don't know how it would work well within the confines of bringing that into the storyline for Deathstroke.
He's a great villain. I just don't think he'd fit.
But I think that would be a great villain for the solo.
Does anybody know who my third choice was?
Joker.
The Clock King.
Wow.
Could have put Mad Hatter in there.
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun one.
I thought Calendar Man would be a cool one because think about it. He could hire Deathstroke to F Batman's day up at certain times. And I thought that way we can incorporate
Now, Steve, you would sell me if you said Lincoln March, played by Matt Damon, because spoilers for the Court of Owls, Lincoln March could possibly be the illegitimate son of Thomas Wayne, half-brother to Bruce.
Who do we think is the best villain option? I'm going to go with either Black Mask or Hush.
I want Brian's movie. That's what I want.
I don't want that, though. If it's not Matt Damon, I'm down
They're world-class actors. Both of them have multiple Academy Awards. You think they can't suspend and disbelief? Hush has bandages over his face. Batman has a mask. It's not going to be like you're going to see these two just punching.
But are these renowned actors? I think most people...
Matt Damon is absolutely a renowned actor.
That's your point right there. Matt Damon is, not necessarily Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck has turned his image around.
He's Batman.
Yeah.
He has.
He's Batman, for God's sake. Gone on, baby. On the town Argo.
I'm telling you right
He's
now,
back.
if you ask the general public, I bet you it would be a negative, Ben Affleck, as opposed to Ben Affleck's freaking
But he's
awesome.
already Batman. I'm not trying to sell you on him as Batman. I'm trying to sell Matt Damon as Hush.
I just don't believe him as Batman.
All right, final vote. Let's go.
I vote Black Mask. I think that's a very good pick.
Gerald, you get the deciding vote.
Man, I really like my...
Me too. I'm with you. I think
All right, Black Mask is it.
Yeah. We could say the
You're
romance.
all wrong.
I do like that.
See, the problem
Matt effing Damon.
The problem with Hush, though, is that if you've read the story, someone's pulling his strings, and it's not going to be Deathstroke.
Two Boston boys going to battle.
Exactly. That is the tagline of the Batman.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. I mean, we have to cut it a little short. I know it's kind of... I was going around the round table, all picking our own picks, because I still think Jessica Chastain would have been freaking awesome. And if you can't get her, you can always get her doppelganger, Bryce Dallas Howard. This has been Boyz to Nerds. Let us know who you guys would have liked casted. Check out the YouTube. Check out the Facebook. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks so much for your time today. Hey guys, Kevin here. Thanks so much for checking out our podcast. As always, we love when you guys interact with us, so make sure to send us an email at boystonerds@gmail.com. If you have a topic you want us to talk about, if you want to be on the show, make sure to check out our other shows. Kevin and Mark talk about shit, and then, of course, we always have our Topical Thursdays. There are going to be links below, so make sure you guys click those and check those out. And, of course, if you want to keep up to date with most recent content, please subscribe. We will keep you entertained, I promise, and you will not miss out, and it certainly helps us out. And most importantly, make sure you share the video today. Tell your friends if you like us, let them know. As always, take care, and thank you so much for your time.